Hello, welcome to Comic Book Mondays. I finally have my co-host Robbie Fleming with me this time, so it will be a little bit more detailed than me giving you a 10-minute rundown of everything I watched or talking about latest news. Welcome, Robbie.
Hello, Cody. Hello, everybody. Yes, I am Robbie. I I am friends with Cody, and I run Robbie's reviews. And on Mondays, I do a special review called Marvel Mondays, where I review every single Marvel movie in chronological order. And today's was the Avengers: Age of Ultron.
That was your review today. We'll get into that briefly, but I wanted to first just kind of talk about all the news that dropped this weekend with the D23 presentations.
Yes, let's do that first.
So I guess we'll talk about what's going to be the first release, and that is their Halloween special, which is a
Werewolf
werewolf
by Night
story.
with Gal
Which
Garcia Bernal, who is one of the greatest actors ever.
which it looks like a fun gothic hammer horror inspired story. I don't know if this is some sort of comic book adaptation or anything, but it looks
Yeah, it
cool.
is a comic book original.
Oh,
It
cool.
was originally a comic book, and it's weird because composer Michael Giacchino is directing this one.
Awesome. That's interesting.
Well, he's great at making music. Let's see how he is at making movies.
Well, whoever shot it did a great job. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. He's either tied or has surpassed Danny Elfman on most superhero scores.
I think his best superhero score has to be the Batman.
Oh, yeah, that's so good. Which is probably Danny Elfman's also best superhero score.
I don't know, Spider Man.
Spider-Man's close, but I do really like those Batman and Batman Returns scores. They're pretty epic.
Yeah, but nothing beats Spider Man for me.
We also got a teaser trailer for the Captain Marvel sequel. That looks fun. I'm excited to see all three of those characters together on screen.
I've also heard a rumor that Tessa Thompson's reprising her role as Valkyrie.
Oh, awesome. That would be great. And after seeing what Nia DaCosta did with the Candyman, I hope she gets to do something interesting with this film because I don't hate the first Captain Marvel, but it's kind of a lower tier Marvel movie to me. And I think that's partly because it's an origin story.
I think by default it's my least favorite of Phase 3.
I'd have to think on that, but that might be right. Yeah, there's a lot of Phase 3 movies. We also got a trailer for Secret Invasion, the Nick Fury series dealing with the Skrulls,
And it's
alien.
got two of my favorite all time television actresses, Amelia Clarke and Olivia Colman.
Yep.
And if you know
Yep.
me, Cody, I love Olivia Colman. She is one of my
Yes, you
favorites.
do. And this looks like a very much spy espionage type of show. Granted, because
Yes,
Nick Fury's the main character. So it'll be kind of cool to see Samuel L. Jackson in the forefront of a Marvel property instead of being a supporting character.
definitely. We also, speaking of supporting players, they're all getting their own movie with the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I didn't see any footage of this, but I guess they confirmed the lineup, right?
Yes. It's just a shame that Taskmaster's gonna be in it again.
Yeah, maybe they'll give her something to do in this one
Make her
because
talk,
because I know there was a lot of build up for
or at
that
least like
character.
have a robotic voice.
Yeah, but was very disappointing in Black Widow, which other than some of the actors who are involved in this one, which helped the
I love
movies.
Florence. I love David Harbour. I love Sebastian Stan. I love Julia Louis Dreyfus. And I love Wyatt Russell. And they're all great actors.
Yeah, so I guess this is gonna be like the Marvel's version of
I don't know
Suicide
why, but
Squad.
I just always just felt like they should have had Donald Glover back as the Prowler.
Oh yeah, but they never established him as the Prowler in the MCU, but that would be great.
He could have got arrested and then got given a Prowler suit.
Yeah. Which leads to wonder, Sony does the Miles Morales, but is the MCU ever going to do a Miles Morales Spider-Man?
Ooh, I got an idea for that actually. I don't know what it is, but you know how in Black Panther, Daniel Kaluuya's character rode a rhino?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, what if they make him the MCU's version of Rhino? It'll be better than some dumb Russian bloke.
Yeah, it's going to be better than whatever Paul Giamatti was doing in The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be an interesting choice. But yeah, Thunderbolts, that's coming out in 2024, right?
yes, yes,
Yes. It's going to be, I guess that's phase 5.
yes. Phase 5 and Phase 6. Matt Shackman is directing Fantastic Four.
Yeah, no surprise that they went with another Marvel guy, even though people are like, oh, they're going to get Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg's never going to direct a Fantastic Four movie.
If he was given the right money and the right contract, I think he would.
Maybe, but I think at this point in his life, he doesn't want to make those kind of movies
Well,
anymore.
he'd rather just make movies he wants to make.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, I'm looking forward to the Fablemans. I saw the trailer for that.
Yeah, it looks amazing. Non-Marvel talk. Fablesman looks amazing.
Yes.
We got a teaser for Loki season 2.
And Thingy from Everything Everywhere All at Once is going to be in it.
Yes, that's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to see that. We got a
He also
teaser.
reunited with Harrison Ford at when they
At,
were announcing Indiana Jones.
yeah, he should have been in Indiana Jones 5.
He might be. You never know. He might be doing a
And
secret cameo.
and if they ever want to continue this franchise without Indiana Jones and Harrison Ford, they should have him take over the mantle. Short round.
Yes, definitely. So I don't think Disney will want Shia back.
No. Let's stay clear. Even though we mentioned Florence Pugh, let's stay clear of Shia and drama on
Yeah.
this conversation.
Yes.
But yeah,
that's best.
we got a teaser for Ant-Man 3, which really didn't show much other than I guess
Jimmy
is
Woo's coming back, so that's the best thing about that movie.
yeah, it didn't really show much other than I guess this Ant-Man movie is going to be a little bit more world building than the other two had been because Kang, who was introduced in the end of Loki
There's a
season
rumor
1,
that there's going to be a massive crossover with it. I'm not sure.
yeah, he's the villain in the film, so Jonathan Majors is going to be the bad guy in the new Ant-Man.
I've been a fan of him since the Five Bloods, and I hope he does well in the MCU.
I think he will. He's an exciting, interesting actor. Lovecraft Country was a really good movie.
He's got a good range to him.
So I'm just scrolling just to see. Anthony Ramos is going to play the villain in the Ironheart series. I don't know if that was announced before.
No, I don't think it was. And Jodie Comer is rumored to play Sue Storm in Fantastic Four.
That's interesting casting. Do you think that John Krasinski is going to end up playing the actual role, or was his appearance in Doctor Strange just like for all the fans that were fan casting him?
I'm hoping it's true, but as an autistic person, I want Reed Richards to be the first autistic character in the MCU because he's autistic in the comic books. And when I was watching Krasinski last time I watched Doctor Strange, I sensed a bit of autism in his performance.
Okay.
In his characteristics. I sensed a bit of autism.
We were talking off camera about Hulk movies, and apparently Tim Blake Nelson is going to be in the new Captain America movie.
Yes, my friend reckons that he could make an appearance in She-Hulk.
It could happen. Uh, I'm just trying to get all these news rundown, and then we can talk She-Hulk.
Yes.
But
I heard Danny Ramirez's character's going to be Falcon.
oh, really?
Yes.
It's going to be the new Falcon.
Yes. So at least Falcon's legacy isn't like going to stop just because he's Captain America now.
Right. Which that's going to be interesting. That may be the majority of the Marvel
Would you like to see Daniel Brawl come back as Zemo in either Captain America or Thunderbolts? Because he could appear in either or both.
Isn't he going to be in Thunderbolts?
I'm not entirely sure. He wasn't announced.
Okay. I believe this might be the majority of the Marvel news that was dropped, other than stuff we already know. Of course, Wakanda Forever is coming out in November. That trailer looks amazing. I really hope
It makes me cry every time I see it.
I really hope they were able to capture a
Right, the
glimpse
big
of what
question
they
I
were.
want to ask you is: do you think it has Oscar chance again, like the first one did?
I mean, I just recently heard there's a possibility we could have a couple of sequels in the Oscar race this year, potentially.
I'm hoping Top Gun Maverick's one of them.
I think it's not a shoe-in. If it does get in, it's like in that 10th slot. I don't think it's like a shoe-in.
It should at least get nominated for Best Cinematography. Or why don't they start doing my idea and having a stunt team award?
They will definitely do sound. It'll definitely get sound nominations.
Yes, but don't you think they should include stunts in the Oscars?
Absolutely. They also should do motion capture performances.
Ooh.
Because, I mean, look at Andy Serkis's work.
He deserves an award for everything he does.
Absolutely. He's an amazing actor, even if the majority of his work is, you know, motion capture. He's still acting.
Or at least in like a disguise like he was in that Seth Rogen film.
But yeah, I believe that's it. I believe that's the majority of the Marvel news that was dropped, other than stuff we already know. But yeah, I think Wakanda Forever has a chance. We'll have to see how the movie actually is. I really hope that Ryan Coogler and everybody were able to get at least a fraction of what they were able to accomplish with the first Black Panther movie. And I hope, they do a good job of continuing the story while also paying respects to Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait for Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the latest episode of She-Hulk, which I think might be my favorite episode thus far.
I like how they played a little spin on Johnny Blaze with Donny Blaze.
Right. I also just love the concept that there's like this Chris Angel kind of hack magician that has a little bit of talent of using actual wizardry, but he's not doing it very well, and it's kind of
this also ruins a couple of episodes of The Sopranos.
right. Spoiler warning for a 20-year-old show, but yeah, Wong, who's
I've not seen the last season of The Sopranos. I only got to season 6. I just been meaning to get round to it. But the thing is with The Sopranos, it's such a heavy show, and like you said, it's 20 years old now. It's hard to obviously want to. It's obviously hard to binge watch it.
yeah, and I mean, like, that last episode has been mimicked and talked about in so many other TV shows.
Yeah, that's been ruined because of Family Guy for me, anyway.
Yeah, and there's also a whole thing in BoJack Horseman too about it.
Yes, and as you know, that's a show I will talk about later on with you.
Yeah, but I kind of just enjoyed this episode and Wong just, getting
I
mad
was
about.
surprised he was going to have a second episode. I thought that was just going to be a one-off.
Right, I thought it was going to be a one-off as well, but it was kind of nice to see him back, and he was great. And this all, and then it turns out he becomes friends with the really annoying drunk girl whose name is spelt differently than we think, Madison.
If
And
only if the last name was Bridges.
they just like to hang out and watch TV.
Who doesn't?
And
That's basically what I do with my friends.
and then we get a little subplot of She-Hulk dating and finding out that men are more interested in her as the She-Hulk than as her actual human self.
Maybe I need to get a superpower.
But yeah, I think this is a fun show. This is probably my favorite episode thus far. I can't wait for Matt Murdock to show up
Yes,
because I'm
definitely.
really excited for the new Daredevil show they're doing.
Yes, I am too. I am too. Although I didn't see season 3 of Daredevil, but I heard this one's a reboot, so I'm assuming it doesn't really matter as much.
It doesn't matter as much, but season 3 is probably almost as good as season 1.
The season 2 I thought was great.
Season 2 is great. It's my least favorite of the 3 though, because
Just
there's
because of how good season 1 was to you, I take it.
that, and I feel like they did throw a lot of threads with putting the Punisher and then doing the Elektra storyline too. There was a lot going
No,
on.
no. That's why I exactly wanted in Daredevil season 2 them two characters to be announced because them two have adventures with Daredevil.
Yeah. I just think season 1 is a bit tighter.
And I also liked his cameo in Spider-Man No Way Home. I kind of want a Daredevil Spider-Man crossover one day too.
We might get it. It would have been nice to have seen him do some more lawyering than he did, but it was fun to see him just reconfirming that the Netflix universe is now part of the MCU.
We should bring back Jessica Jones.
I suspect that they will. If there's one character they probably won't bring back is probably Iron Fist.
No, because we already have Shang-Chi. We don't need another Kung Fu master.
It's true, we don't. So, but yeah, I would like to see Luke Cage and Jessica Jones return in
Yeah, the
some
only
form.
issue I have with Jessica Jones is should have just been a one-season wonder because once David Tennant left, I'm not getting into spoilers of why he left, but after that, it just kind of just felt a bit like no David Tennant, no show.
I still enjoyed the show, but they never got another villain as good as him.
No. Well, he's one of the best villains in the comic books.
So, yeah. I mean, but when you cast an actor like that to be the main villain of the series, it's kind of hard to top it.
I thought Mahershala Ali was great in Luke Cage.
He was great in Luke Cage. I wish he was more prominent in the series.
He's getting a
And
second chance as Blade, so
yeah, I think he's going to make a great Blade.
yeah, definitely. He's going to be flawless.
But is there anything else about the She-Hulk episode you wanted to talk about?
No, not at the moment. I'm just looking forward to next Thursday's episode.
Yeah, and me as well. And I'm enjoying this show. And you know what, haters? You don't have to watch it, guys. You don't like it? Don't watch it.
Exactly. That's what I say about South Park.
I mean, I think it's great that, we could accuse Marvel of oversaturation now, but, I'm glad that they're diversifying the type of characters that we're seeing on screen.
As I said, we just need an autistic character.
They might get there one day. All right, so you reviewed Age of Ultron this week, which
Yes.
you say is the weakest Avengers movie, which you're not wrong, but I don't I think I like this movie a bit more than you.
Yeah, I don't like the style of this movie. It just feels a bit too dark. Like I get what Whedon was trying to do. He was trying to make this more darker because he said he wanted this to be more darker during the film's production. And he said that he was gonna kill off one Avenger, but he doesn't kill off one of the main six. He kills off a side character who joins the Avengers, who we've also already seen in a movie in a different franchise anyway, so it doesn't really feel like a big loss. I understand that it helped build up another character story arc, a really good story arc. But yeah, I'm just until after that bit where they're playing, where they're drunk and they're falling around with Force Hammer, that's just when I get bored of this movie.
Well,
I love James Spader's voice, but I don't like how comical he was. I think he should have been a bit more sinister, a bit more sadistic.
See, I love James Spader in this movie. I think he's great in it as Ultron.
But I do love the music. I love Danny Elfman's score at the end credits.
And despite Josh Whedon's failings as a human being, I do think he
Yes.
is a talented writer and director. And
One
even
of
though
my
this was
favorite shows of all time is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Of course, he's a talented writer.
same, but this was kind of the end of his reign of pop culture geekdom being the king of that after this movie.
I'm still trying to find a new king at the moment because of half nerd culture's been done for being abusive.
Especially white straight males.
I know Simon Pegg's still fine, but he's
Yes.
kind of blonde gingery, so he might get away with it.
Well, as long as we don't find anything horrible out about him. But I kind of miss like directors like this doing Marvel movies. And we've gotten a few, but the Russo brothers are not they're not great directors. They're decent. They can set up an action.
They're good with the action, so I didn't mind the
Yeah.
Grey Man's action. It was just the storyline was a bit like samey.
So I do enjoy Infinity War and Endgame more than this movie, but I do think this is an underrated Marvel movie. I don't think it's one of the better Marvel films, but I think it's at least in the middle for me.
I also think J.J. Abrams should make a comeback and do a Marvel film or a DC film for that matter.
Well, he is supposedly producing a Superman project. I don't know if that's ever going to happen or not, but yeah.
Is he taking a break from directing to do because of Star Wars stressing him out?
I mean, I don't know cuz like J.J. Abrams, I'm not a huge fan of his directing style, but I do think he is good at
I don't know what it is that, his best directed film for me has to be Super 8.
Yeah, the one original movie, which is pretty much just an ode to Spielberg.
Yeah, it creeps me out as well. That film does.
But all the other films he's directed have been franchise films.
Yes, because he's done one Mission Impossible film, two Star Trek films, and two Star Wars films.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it seems like he's more of a writer than a director, really, because he's written a lot of scripts.
Well, he also helped create like four of the best television pilots ever put on television, even though
Felicity, Alias, Lost, and Fringe.
yes,
I thought he
even
worked
though
on Westworld as well.
he's
Oh
an
yeah, he did.
executive producer, but I do think Jonathan Nolan and his wife Lisa Joy are more involved in the day-to-day runnings of that show.
Does he just watch and nitpick at it then?
Probably. I mean, he also puts his production company and money into it. So I'm sure he does have notes and stuff, but yeah, it's basically Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy's baby.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But yeah, Age of Ultron, I think is a fairly solid Marvel movie in my mind.
You give it higher than 2 stars.
Oh, absolutely. This is not a 2-star movie. It's not bland or boring.
It's not bland, but I just find it kind of rushed, if that makes sense.
Well, that I can agree with because I think originally this was going to be a 3-hour movie, but this is also in the time point where Kevin Feige wasn't the end all be all boss at Marvel. There was a guy in between him and the CEO of Disney,
Yeah.
and they had to make some cuts. Like supposedly Captain Marvel was supposed to be introduced in Age of Ultron because I'm pretty sure Brie Larson was cast quite a long time ago before the Captain Marvel movie ever came out.
Yeah, I think I heard about that.
And there was going to be more stuff with Thor and envisioning Ragnarok, but they told him he either had to cut that out or cut out the Hawkeye subplot.
Is that why Loki's cameo got put on the cutting room floor?
Yes. Which Whedon decided to do the Hawkeye subplot, which what you're talking about, the movie builds up like they're going to kill Hawkeye off, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end, they're like, well, we'll just kill this Quicksilver since there's a Quicksilver in the X-Men movies and we don't need him. So I agree with you there that like him dying doesn't really mean much for the audience because he's just been introduced.
And he's another character in another franchise.
It just gives the Scarlet Witch more stuff that they don't do with her till the TV show.
Yeah. Like all the performances are great.
Oh, I do love the Hulk and Black Widow dynamic in this movie too.
Really? Because I think it comes out of nowhere.
It does feel like it comes out of nowhere because it wasn't established in the first movie, but I like, that the Hulk gets, that there's something nice for both of these characters, even
But he
though
has a love interest in his first movie, so I don't get why they didn't introduce her back into it.
I don't know why they haven't introduced Betty back into the MCU. Like,
I mean, I
even if
prefer
it's not
Jennifer
Liv.
Connelly, but Liv Tyler deserves a second chance in this.
Yeah, I do prefer Jennifer Connelly in the role as well because she's a stronger actor. But yeah, I don't know why they haven't brought that character back. She's briefly in the What If episode. I don't know who's voicing her in that episode, but yeah, and it's funny that Captain America almost picks up Mjolnir,
Which comes in later.
which we get again in Endgame. And then I like Paul Bettany as Vision. That was good. And then he just throws Thor's hammer back. I will say that the third act of this movie is not great because it just kind of repeats the first Avengers with the sky portal and everything and them just fighting a bunch of robots.
Yeah.
But I think Whedon tried to do something different and a little more interesting, and the movie ends with two robots questioning humanity's purpose and whether they deserve to live or die.
Yes. Yes. I kind of, yeah, I do like that line. Well, I was born yesterday.
I just think this is a little bit more interesting than some other Marvel movies, and for that, it deserves to at least.
I still prefer Eternals to this. I don't care how wrong I am.
You're not wrong. It's your opinion. And I do think Eternals is also one of those movies that's more interesting than people give it credit for. So I think this and Eternals are kind of on a similar what they're trying to do.
Although Eternals is shot better, scored better, and has a better director who is a nicer person.
Yes, all the above. Maybe the cast is not as dynamic, but I like that it's very diverse and interesting, though.
Yes. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say on Age of Ultron? To think of
It does have a bad secret ending. I don't like the teaser of Thanos just like, well, I'll do it myself this time. It's not really that.
It just kind of feels that I like that line. I just think it should have been like teased later or on.
Yeah, like I get it, but
the one scene I want to see of Thanos is him destroying Xandar.
Yeah, why didn't we get that?
I just want to know, and and I can sleep well for the rest of my life if I know it's John C. Riley's character secretly survived, because I want to see him return. So I love John C. Riley.
But no, that's about all I have for Age of Ultron. I think it's a well-made film. It's just
Yeah.
not as good as the first Avengers.
On Thursday, Thor: Love and Thunder came on to Disney Plus. Have you rewatched it?
I didn't rewatch it actively. My wife was watching it yesterday, and like I s- it's not as good as Ragnarok, but I
No.
don't I don't think this is a bad movie. I
No, not
mean,
at all. It was actually better on my second time.
I I like the Christian Bale character of Gore. I like his
I
motivation.
agree. I agree. He's underwritten,
I mean, as most Marvel
and he
villains
has
are.
Pied Piper kind of elements. How he kidnaps the children,
Mhm. But I like his motivations of why he wants to kill the gods and why he thinks there doesn't need to be gods.
and
A
most of the children are the actors' children.
Yeah, I really like that it became a family affair in this movie. Like, young Thor is Chris Hemsworth's
Yeah.
son, Gore's daughter is Chris Hemsworth's daughter. His brother shows up as the theater actor playing Thor.
Melissa
Which
McCarthy is Hela, and her husband's directing the play.
Yep, Matt Damon returns as, Loki, which
So
is
does Sam
fun.
Neill, he was in Hope for the Will of the People.
As
That's why he's
Odin, yes.
collaborating with Taika a lot.
Yeah. But, yeah, and Christian Bale's not overacting. He's, like, having fun. He's not being self-serious in this movie, even
He's the
though,
greatest actor of all time, Cody. He doesn't need to overact.
well, we could argue his Batman voice is a tad overacting.
I disagree, but I'll allow it.
It's a little much sometimes. But, yeah, I think the Jane Foster stuff is really sweet and touching. I mean,
Yes.
there's some funny bits in this when they go to see.
But let's not forget about the man who steals the show. And you love taking the mick out of me because I like this actor, Russell Crowe.
I didn't know I made take a nick out of you for
If,
liking Russell Crowe.
no, you find it amusing that I always pick Russell Crowe films for your video store rejects episodes.
Oh yeah, I mean, he was and is a very gifted actor, and he's having fun here as Zeus. And I think it's kind of interesting he gets cast as Zeus because Thor
He,
talks about
I
Thor.
learned some interesting about his performance. He shot each scene twice, one with a Greek accent and one with a British accent, and Taika chose the Greek accent.
Interesting. But I did enjoy like Thor saying like, "Oh, he's kind of an inspiration to me," and blah blah blah. And it's like, well, you could kind of see Chris Hemsworth saying that
I never
about
knew
Russell Crowe.
Norse gods and Greek gods could coexist in the same film universe. So it's kind of opened up boundaries that other gods can exist in this universe. Could the Christian god appear in Thor?
Well, supposedly Jesus was gonna be in the movie, but they cut it out probably for controversy.
Oh yeah, they don't want to make the same mistake as the Monty Pythons did.
But I guess that this movie has it, there are bits that don't quite work. Um, the Guns N' Roses music isn't as good as the use of Immigrant Song in Ragnarok, but
Or
I
it's used in Terminator 2.
well, that's a different one that they used, but yeah. But I do like it. I enjoyed the opening with him
Can
basically.
I tell you my main nitpick with this
Is
movie?
it the goats?
All right, that's one of them. But one of them is the fact that he starts off with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and throughout the movie he says, "I need to find this big team." For you were just with the Guardians of the Galaxy, why haven't you tried to contact them and help and let them help you defeat the God Butcher? Because a team of experienced superheroes will be able to beat Gore than other gods or the children where you live.
Maybe they were all too busy working on Guardians 3 so they could only do that one scene.
Or the Christmas special.
Yeah. Which is
Which
I
is
was
a
a
shame
little
because I really
disappointed in
wanted
their
to see Thor in Guardians 3.
yeah. I was a little disappointed in their appearance, other than I did like that Sean Gunn's character keeps marrying different women on each planet they get on, and Groot kind of laughing about.
I thought the cameo worked better for Doctor Strange because it felt like it was helped move the plot forward.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't want more of Doctor Strange because you just had a whole movie with him before.
Yeah, that was a good little cameo. Um, but I did enjoy the opening scene where Thor kind of saves the day, but also wrecks it.
Yes.
He's also wearing a Big Trouble in Little. He's wearing the same shirt Kurt Russell wears in Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah. But the whole style of Love and Thunder reminds me of these like cheesy 80s films like Flash Gordon.
Yeah, which is why I'm surprised Taika's attached to a Flash Gordon movie. I'm like, he kind of already did it, didn't he?
I think after Thor Love and Thunder he said that he's not going to make another Thor film anymore.
Yeah. I wish they gave Valkyrie more to do, but I guess this was
Yes.
a
Yes.
Thor Jane story, which I feel like that part worked
Oh,
really
and
well
one more thing. I think Meek is now the first transgender character in the show.
in the Marvel universe.
Yes, in the Marvel Universe.
Interesting.
Meek is the first transgender character because in this one she's referred to as she, where in Ragnarok she's referred to as he.
Yeah, and what's going on with Korg? Because in Ragnarok he mentioned he had a mom and a or her mom and a boyfriend, right? But apparently two males of his species make a baby.
He's probably adopted.
Which
Which
I
is a
love.
reference to the banter between Loki and Thor.
Yeah, but I do love Korg, so it was great.
Oh, I do.
But yeah, overall, this is a fun movie. I think I still enjoy it more than the first two Thor movies.
Yeah, I get that.
And I feel like it's like most Taika movies. It's silly, it's sweet, it's a little bit touching. It's like all his other movies I've seen.
Oh, definitely.
But, for some reason, a lot of people were disappointed in it. I don't know what they wanted out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that too. But yeah, I still give it a score of 4.5, I think.
Me too. Me too. It's not one of my favorites, but I think it's a little
And
bit
I don't know
better.
what it is, but I still prefer it to JJ Rabbit for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I love
I don't
JJ
know if
Rabbit.
I'd go that high.
I always rank it as a 4, not a 4.5. I mean, I still prefer Boy and Hunt to World of People
Mm.
to Fall and Thunder. I mean, Ragnarok's my favorite Taika film.
Anything else you want to talk about? I guess, Hercules is now in the MCU.
Yes, it's the bloke from Ted Lasso playing him, and I hope that he gets a full movie.
Yeah, probably won't be able to scream obscenities at anybody though.
No. No, 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 no. No.
All
But
right.
yeah,
Well,
I want to see more gods if they're doing more Thor films, and I want Thor 5 to be Thor Valhalla because of the scene with Idris Elba. I didn't like his hair in the last scene. I didn't like his hair. I don't know what it was, but he just didn't suit that hair.
we need more Idris Elba and everything.
I'm pretty sure he'll come back to DC.
I hope so, because I really like that movie, and
I love the
apparently
Suicide
people
Squad.
did not go see it.
God damn it, COVID and HBO Max releasing their films on the day.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, some of those HBO Max movies did well in theaters. Like Godzilla versus King Kong did well, and Dune
So,
did really well.
yeah, King Richard didn't.
No. Yeah, it was a mixed bag, but it's a shame the Suicide Squad didn't do well because it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you guys don't have HBO Max in the UK, right?
No, but I've only seen one episode of the Harley Quinn cartoon.
Well, if you can
So I
find
can't
it,
really
I don't know where it would stream in the UK, but
probably channel 4 or 4's on demand kind of like thing.
it's absolutely hilarious. The latest episode I'll just kind of give you a rundown. So in season 3, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are a couple now.
Ooh.
The Joker is the mayor of Gotham City
Ooh.
because he lost his memory in a previous season and was dating a woman who has children, so now he's a stepdad.
Ooh.
But in this episode, Bruce Wayne has kidnapped one of Ivy's plants and tried to resurrect his dead parents, but ended up like bringing a zombie apocalypse.
That doesn't seem like something Bruce Wayne would have done.
Well, he's very much in a dark, deep depression because Catwoman has dumped him.
Ah, makes sense.
And Batgirl and Nightwing have to team up with Harley Quinn to stop the zombies. And then Poison Ivy
It
kind of
feels more like it's turned into a Batman show rather than a Harley Quinn show now.
And well, it just has all these deep cuts of the DC and Batman universe. Like Swamp Thing showed up in this season.
I want a Legion of Doom movie.
Yes, that would be cool. I want to do I want to see the Justice League Dark movie.
Yes. I thought Del Toro was meant to direct that, or is that on the long list of films Del Toro's direct?
That's on a long list of projects he was involved in that never happened.
How long is that list?
It's pretty long. He might be the longest. He might be the most director with that list. Anyways, Poison Ivy gets connected to the universe of the plants, and she tries to turn the whole city into plants, and then, there has to be a heart to heart to stop it. But yeah, it's a really funny, highly inappropriate animated show that's a lot of fun.
I know Thingy from Big Bang Theory is the voice of Harley Quinn.
She's the voice of Harley Quinn. Lake Bell is the voice of Poison Ivy. Also, King Shark comes to help and he connects with Bruce Wayne. It's kind of funny. Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
Alan Tudyk is Clayface and the Joker, and Clayface accidentally killed Billy Bob Thornton, who was supposed to be playing Thomas Wayne in a movie about Thomas Wayne directed by James Gunn.
This sounds awesome.
And Clayface is pretending to be Billy Bob Thornton the whole time.
The season where she joins the Suicide Squad, that'd just be awesome.
Amanda Waller does show up, but there's not a lot of Suicide Squad references in the animated show yet.
I can see their own animated version of Peacemaker and Idris's character.
Yeah, which the Peacemaker show is great too.
I've heard nothing but great things about it.
It's really good.
I've seen the list of. I've seen the clip where he lists random celebrities. At least I now know Americans know who Sharon Osbourne is.
They should have known who she was like 20 years ago. Oh, nice shirt.
Ah, thank you.
But that's about it. The only other thing I'll talk about is I've been recently kind of rewatching the animated Xmen series from the 90s.
Oh.
Partly because they're reviving the series.
Yes,
if you didn't know that.
I'm excited for that.
Yes. And so I watched a couple episodes the other day, and yeah, it's pretty fun. It's kind of the show that got me into Marvel Comics because I
That and
only
the Spider-Man show.
Yeah, and the Spider-Man show reconfirmed it because it was a little more deeper rooted in other Marvel characters, but like X-Men was the gateway, and it was, I think in some ways it's still a better adaptation of the comic than the movies,
Oh, definitely.
just because it deals with the thematic issues that X-Men really deals with better, and it's more adapting the comic book story arcs than the movies did.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, it's just a groundbreaking show, and I just kind of wanted to refresh my memory. And I think there's a few episodes of the later seasons I haven't seen. So yeah, I'm really excited for them to bring it back. I know they got a lot of different voice actors that were in the original show back.
Yeah.
But do me a favor and just see how weird it is. Listen to the legendary theme song from that animated show, and then listen to a Whitney Houston song called I'm Your Baby Tonight, and just weird out how they sound very similar.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Um, but yeah, that's about it. Of the Marvel news, what are you most excited about?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Probably the. Well, that's a hard one. So I don't know what movie I'm looking forward to the most in Phase 5. I kind of wish they'd announced more Blade stuff. I think that's my biggest one. Or like announce who Bill Murray's going to play Ant Man.
What if he's just Bill Murray?
What, just like in Zombieland?
Yeah, Bill Murray just exists in the MCU.
Well, according to Captain Marvel, Kevin Smith just exists in the
As
MCU,
does Mallrats.
and that's the next thing I'm looking forward to. I want to see Kevin Smith have a cameo where he's directing a Marvel film.
You just want to see him as a cameo in a Marvel movie, directing a Marvel movie,
Yes,
or in a Marvel TV show somewhere.
either way, he's directing a Marvel movie, a
I
big
know
Marvel movie.
he's directed a couple of the CWDC shows
Yes,
before.
yes, I heard about that.
Yeah, I don't know of the Phase 5 movies what I'm most looking forward to. Probably Blade as well.
Or Guardians 3.
Oh, of course, Guardians 3. I'm very excited for that. But yeah, I'm really interested to see what Nia DaCosta does with the Captain Marvel sequel.
Yes, Goose is coming back to the Marvel, so I am definitely excited now.
Who is?
Goose, the Flurkin.
Oh, yes, good. The Flurgan. But yeah, I think
The last person Nick Fury ever trusted before he lost his eye.
that was hilarious, but I was a little disappointed that's how he lost his eye.
True.
I'm like, that's how it happened. Okay. But yeah, I think that's all I got for the show this week. Is there anything comic book movie related you wanted to bring up?
No, apart from my friend, obviously I've been in Blackpool all weekend. We went to a wax museum. Madame Tussauds, you might have a couple in America.
We do.
And we saw a lot of, if you look on my Facebook, we saw a lot of Marvel characters there.
Cool. I guess non-Marvel, non-DC related. I guess Brian K. Vaughan cannot get his comic book adaptations more than one season. Amazon canceled Paper Girls, which actually was a really cool show.
When's Invincible coming back?
I don't know, but I know that there is a season 2.
Ah, sweet.
But yeah, I'm ashamed. I'm sad that show got canceled. I hope maybe it finds another home somewhere because it was a really fun show. It kind of counter programming to Stranger Things. It has a Stranger Things type of vibe, but not so much trying to copy Steven Spielberg and Stephen King. Just kind of doing its own thing.
Yeah, definitely.
But thanks. I'm glad I finally got you to join this time.
Yes. Yes.
And
I probably won't join you next week because of the Queen thing, but
right.
yeah. Thank you for having me on, and I'm hoping to come back eventually for a future installment.
Yeah, for sure. I look forward to it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you do
Thank you very
watch,
much. And yeah, and Cody's going to be joining me on my show, which I'm rebranding because I want to talk more about TV, and we're going to talk about our top 10 favorite animated shows of all time.
yep, I was trying to come up with a list earlier today.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I already know my top four anyway.
Oh, you already got your top four. Well, my
Yes.
top one was very easy. Then it was just like, okay, what else needs to be in here?
Yeah.
But yes, thank you for watching Video Store Rejects, my other channel. We just did for even though it doesn't start till Thursday, we went ahead and honored Hispanic Heritage Latino Month with our spooky season, and we talked a Robert Rodriguez double feature of The Faculty and Planet Terror.
I like Planet Terror.
Yeah, it was a fun movie. And then this weekend we're doing Killer Clowns from Outer Space and Monster Squad.
Ah,
And then I'm
okay.
gonna try and do a Ridley Scott double feature of The Martian and A Good Year because my wife is gonna join us to talk about both of those movies. One not so good, one maybe one of Ridley Scott's best movies.
And I'm joining you to talk about Body of Lies and American Gangster.
Yeah, Ridley Scott, Russell Crowe double feature.
And I get
Eh,
to watch a Leo film I've not seen before, Body of Lies.
Oh, you've never seen Body of Lies before?
No, so it will be
Interesting.
my first time take. I've rewatched American Gangster over the week before I went on holiday anyway.
Cool. And then hopefully tomorrow we'll see how my scheduling goes for my anime discussion. I'm gonna try and review My Neighbors, the Yamadas, the
Oh, nice.
only Takata film I haven't seen now.
Oh, nice, nice. Once you get round to watching all four of Satoshi Kon's film, we'll have to talk about them.
That's my next goal after I finish the Ghibli library.
Nice. So I just
Which,
brought Paprika on DVD.
nice. Which I probably should get to Perfect Blue because I should do a free week of Shudder because it's apparently streaming on Shudder right now.
Which is what I'm going to review for Halloween next month.
Right, you're gonna just do spooky movies in October. You're gonna put a pause on your Marvel
Yeah,
reviews, right?
yes.
Are you gonna do the werewolf review though?
What for Marvel Mondays?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm going to be doing the TV series when I do Phase 4.
cool. Oh man, you're
Yes.
gonna review the whole seasons of those shows?
Just by season.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm gonna rewatch all those.
just stick with the movies, even if they are terrible.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining me. And I look forward to talking to you soon. And everybody out in the internet and YouTube land, thanks for watching. If you do like what you see, please subscribe. And if you have comments, please keep them friendly.
Yes. Thank you, Cody.
Thank you, Robbie. Have a good day. Bye.
You too, mate. Bye bye. Bye, everyone.